Community Viewpoint.
And welcome back to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment, and welcome back to a good friend of ours, Salli Kerr, who is the CEO of the Pahrump Chamber of Commerce. And thanks to Salli, we had a wonderful fall festival. So we're going to do a little recap today. Well, the weather helped too. But anyway, I'd like Salli to tell you all about it. It was a fantastic weekend.
It was a fantastic weekend. And first of all, let's be clear. It wasn't just Salli. Tons. People have no idea how many folks it takes to really put this thing on.
I do, but it's good for them to know.
It is good for people to know. Like that, it does. People don't recognize it happens the last week in September, and our first meetings were in December of last year. And, you know, we virtually have started planning for next year already because the recap meetings from this one, that's what they're about, is planning a better event next time. So literally, you're planning these things a year in advance. That being said, it shows. And so when you have that many people putting that much time and effort in, and you look around at an event like Fall Festival, it came together so beautifully. And weather was a big factor. It was a little unseasonably warm, but nonetheless, people came out. We had a record-breaking crowd. Opening night, people had never seen anything like that. Thursday night, as busy as it was. And so that was awesome to open on that great note.
Well, Patty came out there and everybody was setting up their easy ups in the ball field and stuff. Can they do that? I said, yeah, they can do anything, you know, over here. But everybody was there for the whole day.
People were there for the whole day. And so Saturday we saw a lot of pop-ups and things. And of course, we have to be careful when we do those with making sure of emergency vehicles having an out. But people were awesome. You know, we would go up to them and say, we're sorry, we need you to move this way just a little bit so that you can, you know, and they would move. But they were there and they had their coolers and their kids and had a wonderful time. And it's really a nice feeling to see the families kind of settle in and, you know, groups of friends, and just had a great time. So that was good. The parade Saturday morning went really well. We had a lot of new entries and fresh faces, and I know some people talked about gaps. We had one vehicle problem, so we ended up with a situation where a vehicle broke down and had to be, you know, restarted, and anyway, so it created at the end there some things, but the parade overall, and what's a parade without a broken down vehicle, right? So, but it was great. The parade, just everybody worked really hard. Vern and Kelly Adams and Lynn Johnston pulled that parade together, and Terry does all of our bookwork. Terry Morris does all the bookwork on that and makes sure that everybody has a number and they will be in their spot and staged well. And so overall, the parade could not have gone better.
Good. Let's start with the first things first. What opened up first was the carnival.
Right, that Thursday night opening.
Because we had gone to, where the heck did we went down Bella Vista, and we went past where they stage, and everybody was there, and I says, oh my goodness, that was like 3 days before. I says, that's why they're all here, because they're coming over to the park.
Right.
So we had a lot of rides there, right?
We did. They actually ended up setting us up some extra rides.
Oh, okay.
And so I believe that they said there were 26 there. They had been expecting 23 and ended up bringing 26.
Oh, okay.
They love to do that for us. Those are local folks. You know, Michael and Celeste Davis live here, and Davis Amusement does the whole West Coast. Right. And this is their hometown show. So if anybody gets extra, they don't mind that it's us, for sure. So that was Thursday night's opening. The vendors, you know,
they started trickling in on Thursday too, right? The vendors?
The vendors opened up at 5 on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, you know, everybody started on Monday. They started staging the carnival. It takes them like 3 days to build that little town. And so Tuesday we spent getting the park ready to go and booths laid out and all of that. Wednesday, bigger vendors started coming in. By 5 o'clock on Thursday, everybody was in place. Stage opened up, vendors opened up. We had record vendors. We literally maxed out the park. At the point that it was laid out, there was not another vendor space to be had. 175 booths, which is amazing. So lots of happy vendors on Thursday. Well, the whole event, but.
Right. And lots of happy food there, good food.
Right. Not necessarily good for you, all of it, but that's part of the fun.
Yes.
So Friday we had a really good day. We added in this year, what we called free family fun. So it was lots of little activities that your kids could come do. Stick pony races were darling. They were inflatable ponies that they would barrel race around these barrels.
Okay.
You know, pumpkin carving, pie eating, cake walks, the pet contest, the talent contest. Lots of great things that were just free for families to come down and enjoy. And we'll build on those more, but they were very well received.
And there was a good turnout. Was it Saturday night? We went to the rodeo. So I'm not a rodeo person, but Patty had me there. I was very appreciative of being taken there. She bought. So it was good. It was fun. It was different from me being from Chicago.
Right, right.
But she's getting me used to the rodeos.
And the halftime show at the rodeo was remarkable. Even for non-rodeo people, the halftime show was really amazing.
Yeah, it was the ladies from Channel 46. They had some kind of glasses on, the comedy thing.
Okay, so yeah, so the girls from 46 did the beer goggles, and I think they had to kick soccer balls around or something.
Yeah.
When I asked them later, like,
Courtney won, I believe.
Courtney won,
Yeah, you
yes,
kicked butt,
yeah,
Courtney.
Courtney won, yeah, and when I asked them, I said, obviously they're real beer goggles, and she said, oh yeah, I mean, it literally creates this thing where you don't know, like there's shadows of things and two of things, and you're not sure where anything is, and so they had a really good time with that. And then the alpaca riders, which were the bareback riders for the halftime, came in from
yes.
Idaho, and they're really an amazing group of young men and women, ages like 10 to 19.
That was very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like 4-H or something up there. They do that. They're working with the animals all the time.
Right, and they're working with the horses. They're riding those horses with no bridles, and are teaching. You know, they learn with their horse pressure by just legs. And I don't know if you saw some of their jumps, but they were, you know, jumping over
Those poles.
poles and things. And you know, I can't get my horse to do that kind of stuff with a bridle. So I'm always really amazed when somebody's that in tune with their horse to be able to get them to do, you know, backward and forward and turns and rounds and jumps, all with no hand management at all is pretty amazing.
So yeah, so that was interesting. That was very good. It was pretty much packed, I think, Saturday night. So
It was.
yeah, so that was good.
And Friday night, actually, the rodeo, we had a special where if you bought an adult ticket, a child 12 or under could get in free.
Oh,
If you bought
okay.
a senior ticket, a senior could get in free. And so Friday night, they said that the stands were as full as they'd been in many years, several years. So a lot of people took advantage of that. They're starting to understand they have that Friday night special.
I
They can
forgot.
go 2
I
for
could've
1.
saved money, yeah.
You could have saved Patty some money.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we had a nice crowd on Friday night. We had basically a sellout crowd on Saturday night. The rodeo, really was filled up, and people had a great time.
It was comfortable. The little bit of a breeze there. The temperature was perfect. It was a little bit warm in the daytime,
Right.
but in the evening the temperature
In
was
the
great.
evening, it was beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was wall-to-wall people in
Yeah.
the evening. By the time it would get dark, it was just literally wall-to-wall
Yeah,
people.
so that's, I have to compliment you and the crew that put that all together. So that came off very, very well.
Right,
Yes,
yeah.
parking, unfortunately, is what it is because we are where we are.
Right, parking is what it is, yeah.
So-
So, we always ask people to be mindful that we want to keep that open for handicap and that initial parking, that parking outside the Bob Rood Center. The arts and crafts did really well this year. They went from 300 and some odd entries last year to 553 this year, entries
It is
of
growing, okay.
arts and crafts, sewing. I mean, if you went through that building, it's amazing. Paintings and pen and ink and charcoal drawings and horticulture and all the products that they make and jellies and jams. And there were, a good number of entries. We hope to build on that every year, but they were thrilled with how much growth there was just in that one year. And those ladies from Shadow Mountain Quilting worked there, real hard to keep that up.
And I'd love to give a thank you to the buildings and grounds, Matt Lewis's folks.
How do you say enough about Matt Lewis and his
Yeah,
guys?
yeah.
I mean,
Thank
they
you
really,
so much for that.
yeah, they are there, just helping, literally way before the rest of us even see. Those guys are busy on that park. And the week of that festival, you could not do it without the help from them. And Matt Lewis is on top of everything, and, he won't let you thank him.
I know.
But we thank him because him and his crew do a remarkable job keeping that thing running.
So everything, we have about 3 more minutes, so,
Wow.
so I don't want to miss anything. What would you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to talk about how important it is for us that this event keep growing.
Right.
And that we keep learning from our mistakes, or whatever you would call them, and that we're starting from a great baseline. We're thrilled with how it went.
Mm-hmm.
We have vendors signed up for next year already, and are just looking to build it into an event that we can all be proud of. So look to the future already. It sounds silly from a week ago.
No, well,
But-
I put on, with the groups that I'm with, we put on events too, and you have to start planning well in advance
Right.
and reconnoiter after if some things didn't go well.
Right.
Nothing was really evident that didn't go well.
No, even, I've met with the security guys. They expect for there to be things come up in the park, but they thought it went really well too. Our sheriff's staff was awesome.
Mhm.
Our auxiliary guys,
They weren't really evident, so that's even better. It was an overabundance of them, but they weren't needed either.
right, and they were there.
Mhm.
And, no, we were really pleased with how that whole plan came together. So, we just have nothing but good to say, to thank you to all the folks that put that on and helped with us. 159 hours in meetings went into building that festival. So there's no question there's manpower and hours.
So that's one thing that you could say good about the Pahrump as a town is our fall festival.
Right.
Yes,
And the way
that's
we
something we
have
do
to
well.
pull together, we have to
Yes.
pull together to do it, and we did.
Is there
Yeah.
anything else you would like to do in the near future that you might be planning?
Well, of course, we've got the Balloon Festival coming the last week in February.
That's that quick already?
It's that quick already, so
Okay.
of course, we're in the planning for that.
And that's grown
We'll have
exponentially.
30 balloons and 3 flight days this year.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll have a media day, so talk to me about that.
Okay. We'll see you here again to talk about, but that's in
Okay.
February, latter part?
February, the last weekend in February,
Okay.
26, 27, 28, I think.
Okay, so look forward to that.
Yeah.
So any last words?
No,
So we want to thank everybody that was a part of the Fall Festival, and they're starting to work on it for next year. Thank you, thank Noah, thank everybody for Channel 46, and we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Community Viewpoint.